Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Today we are going to continue the first trial in Case 5. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister, anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show red cloth will boil or fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was young, at least. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the place locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. What's going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's tasting mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat off? I've seen the red breeze blow out a slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon. Edward's seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns, and sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Wait! Good one, Marshall. Good one. Okay, reconvene at 12:42 p.m. I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock. Who's there? Ha ha ha! What's with this guy? Strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you! Just stares. Oh, ha ha! Sorry I'm late, Hudgy. The roads were packed! It's just me! Long time no see, eh, Hudgy? How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, smizzy, Hudgy, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Hudgy seems to be his nickname for the judge? I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Ha! So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little worthy. Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Stare. Name's Gat. Damon Gat. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Starr wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing the muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe on little Worthy's car, no less. Stare. That's gonna be a thing with Dan here. Stare. What the hell? It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Hold on a second. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Oh, did you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says, Person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature. Miles Edgeworth? That's no fair. The day of the crime, I had... Yeah, head of the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't get too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch, and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I won't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Okay, so it's the little button here. Let me get it turned around right. There we go. Oh, jeez. Don't scare me, look. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain, blood? This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Okay. Department in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? But it's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Aji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Oh boy, the next, like, 15 to 20 minutes or so get very confusing. I will say that. Order, order, order. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Well, don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright? 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Between the knife and Goodman. Objection! Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection! This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from the judge? This is great! Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL9-2. And this is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s 12/2? Your Honor, it's upside down. The printed name of the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Oh, shit! Aha! When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that's written on the knife's tag.